Hey everyone, Rayo here, and today I'm going to be bringing you a Tier 4 guide for Volcanic from the Healbrand perspective. The build I'm going to be using today is the Valor build, unless I need to make any changes. It doesn't look like I'll need to make any changes, but I'm going to use the Valor build. If you want to check out the build that I'm using, I do have the build guide in the video description, as well as in the card in the top right corner of my screen. And if you would like to catch this series, I am doing a series of doing all Tier 4 Fractal guides from the Healbrand perspective, and I think at this point we're probably like almost 10 fractals in. So if you want to check out all those videos, you can do the same, checking the video description as well as the card in the top right corner of the screen. So right here, I'm going to be running Axe as opposed to Mace. I think Axe will be just fine, especially because there's all these ads, and having a pool is going to be really nice. So we do have misconvergence, so we got to be careful with this rabbit. So just make sure you give your party Aegis, because otherwise that's going to happen. And then what we're doing here is we're going to line of sight. This is a really good thing to do. We line of sight all these ads. As you can see, our party's getting destroyed by going down the long way. So you always want to kind of jump up hold on. This part's really rough. So you always want to jump up the side right here, because these Grawl, no matter what tier, honestly, even in tier 1, they hit pretty hard. You want to run up the side as opposed to running across, because if you run across, it makes yourself susceptible to damage over here. And then you can get pulled in just like that guy did right there. So you got to be really, really careful here, because these Grawl are no joke. I would not underestimate them. And I'm just trying to support my party as they res. There we go. Go. And then I'm going to put them right on the party. That way we can kill them and cleave them. You can see I use my shield 5 a little bit offensively there. I'm just kind of spitballing right here. I'm not really doing anything specific. I am just trying to support my party as best as possible. And I'm just going to run right on in. This isn't always a good idea, but I think that you basically need your party to fully on commit if you guys are going to go and just kind of Leroy Jenkins in the center. So if my party's going to go in and it's not just one person, it's multiple people like it is right here, then I'm going to go on in because I want to support them for that. But if you just have one person going in there and everyone else is up on the rock, don't kill yourself, because you're going to end up dying. So that was actually pretty well. A little bit sloppy because we had people in like 2 different spots, but that's okay. It's just a pre-phase, and if you end up wiping, your progress doesn't reset. It's no big deal. But I would just say, make sure you do what your team is doing. Figure out what your team is doing. Either go up on the ledge or Leroy in, because being like going just straight on in like that, it's pretty dangerous. So like I said, you all need to be on the same page. Now this next part is this one's not too bad either. Really, this is kind of like Snowblind. There's just a couple pre-phases, and when you complete the pre-phases, then you will get to the final boss. I'm still in combat, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to reset myself. It's going to be fine if I can't. I'm going to have to run out of combat a little bit. See if I can get the mislock. It really doesn't matter because it's a whole pre-phase. But basically what's going to happen here is you're going to see these 4 captives, right? 4 captives right here. And then there's going to be these veteran Grawls that are going to try and go all the way across, and they're going to try and push the captives off. You want to make sure that none of these Grawl make it across to push them off, because if you make sure that all 4 of these captives are alive at the end, you are going to get a bonus chest. Alright, that champion rabbit again. Make sure that we just give Aegis to our party members. There we go. Or we can kill it. That works too. Now, while you are preventing these Grawl from knocking off these captives, you're going to see these infused stones pop up. If you look over here on the right side, you see the shaman bubble is at 7. The only way to strip his shield is to grab these infused stones and to go up and to throw it onto him. Make sure you don't go any closer than this like carcass right here. Otherwise, it's going to kind of stand... Or what's it called? The stone's going to get caught like right on the center of the stone right there. So you just want to make sure you don't get too close. As you can see, we have the instability proccing every single time that we attack him or hit him while he has this dome up, which is pretty sure it's a bug, but it's existed for the longest time. So I'm going to push him away. Make sure we don't get schwacked by that. Okay, sweet. We stripped his shield. Now here's something really important. Always go under right here, because you want to line of sight the boss like that. Because if you try and kill him all the way up there, it's going to be really, really difficult to kill him. This is a little bit not the best, because on one side he is off the edge. So if we try and stack behind him and we try and line of sight, not line of sight, but if we try and like flank him, if anyone tries to flank him and then they get knocked back, because he does do a knockback, you will get knocked off into the lava and you will instantly die. So right here, we're kind of in a, like, We Bleed Fire is actually kind of tough, so I might actually have to bring some Resistance or Condi Cleanse later. I think I'm just going to bring Condi Cleanse and use F3 Tome for Resistance. And probably primarily do Condi Cleanse for the final boss fight. That wouldn't be a bad idea here, especially with We Bleed Fire, because... hold on. Alright, that big AoE, definitely want to make sure that you dodge. Maybe I'll bring... I don't know. Actually, I'm going to think about it for a sec. You'll kind of see what I'm talking about in a moment. There we go. But yeah, Resistance will be helpful here, especially if you have We Bleed Fire, because the fire application here is just immense, and it just does a lot of damage. Now you can see this guy's going the normal way. Nothing's wrong with going the normal way, but it's really just running to the boss fight here. And what a lot of groups will do nowadays is they will skip going the normal way, and they will go all the way across the lava to the boss platform and slash GG, which is what I'm going to do right here. Oh, that didn't work. I've never tried that, and I thought it would work, but I guess it wouldn't. So now I'm going to GG because I made it to the boss platform, and so basically that just saves a little bit of time. That way we don't need to run all the way through this little path. If you want to run through the path, that's pretty straightforward. You just follow the railroad tracks. It's just a one-way place to go. Now, stability, I don't necessarily need that much here, so I think I'm going to opt for Opening Passage. I would rather have the... Condi Cleanse, and I think I'm also going to try and swap to Mace here, if I can. There we go. Sweet. And I should have charged my mantras, and I didn't, and I should have boon stacked, which I didn't. I'm going to go ahead and block this, and then I'm going to block this, going to give that, and then I'm going to boon stack. There we go. I just wanted to make sure I got to a safe point before I started boon stacking. Every 25%, he is going to bubble up, and he's going to try and go for one of these villagers, so we want to be... pretty, hold on. Here we go. Let me go ahead and Condi Cleanse. Urgency Tome right there because I took a lot more damage than I thought. Now, when he 25%, you're going to see, in 2%, you're going to see him do one thing, or two things. You're going to see him spawn a giant dome. So I'm going to put up this reflective dome because all these lava elementals will hit, and they will do a bunch of reflects, especially with We Bleed Fire. Not reflects. They will do a bunch of, hold on. A bunch of projectiles that will immobilize you. So you want to make sure that they are not immobilizing you because you have to hit the Legendary Shaman. He has 40 stacks of the shield that you need to hit off just by attacking him. So you just need to attack him 40 times, and it will strip his shield. Now the other thing, and this is something you're gonna see here, is after you break his shield, this is something that a lot of groups never notice. Once we break his shield, you are going to see that he is going to become enraged, so just watch his bar right quick. So right here, enraged, for 10 seconds, he is going to, every single time that you hit him, he is going to, I just blew my last mantra charges, he is going to give burning. You can see all that burning is just like stacking up on my party members. So what you need to do as a Healbrand is you need to either give resistance, or you need to Condi Cleanse. You don't need to Condi Cleanse as soon as burning goes on, but once it stacks up a little bit, cleanse the Condis, because you want to kind of spread out your Condi Cleanses over those 10 seconds because that burning does an insane amount of damage and it wipes parties instantly, and it's just such a subtle change. I can't even speak. It's such a subtle thing that happens that I never really noticed it for the longest time. It took me a long time to notice it. So, Resistance, Condi Cleanse, going to be one of your best friends. Your two best friends on this fight. Now, another thing that can happen is if your Lacquergade brings Kala and they bring Soul Cleave Summit, you can basically burn through because Soul Cleave Summit makes it so that all your attacks leech health. So, I mean, if you're leeching health every single time that you attack as you're taking damage, then you're going to be in pretty good shape. But typically, when I play Healbrand, I go in with the mindset that I am the sole person responsible for support. So just make sure that you are prepared for that. But ideally, Lacquergades, that's part of your responsibility as well. So just make sure that you can do that as well. But anyway, that is Volcanic. Ta-da! So, if you guys enjoyed that guide, make sure to do all that cool YouTube stuff, like subscribe, like, comment, all that cool things. all those cool things. If you would like to catch me on Twitch, the link to my Twitch is on the screen right now, as well as in the video description. And like I mentioned earlier, if you would like to catch the build that I was using or any of the Healbrand variant builds that I use, you can check the video in the card in the top right corner, as well as in the video description, as well as all of the tier 4 Healbrand guides that I do. That is in a playlist. That is a series that I'm running. You can check that out in the card and the video description as well. That is all I have for you today. I will see you next time. My name is Rayo. Take care.